Hello, good evening. We start Parshat Be'alotcha, where we talk about the Kohen Gadol lighting the menorah, and the Haftarah also talks about the golden menorah, and it says, "V'ra'iti v'ne menorat za'av kula." I saw on the vision, Zechariah, the prophet says, it was a menorah completely made out of gold. And the sages explain that represents Knesset Israel, all the Jewish people together. Why? Because just like the menorah has 7 branches, the same is the Jewish people have different ways, different paths to connect to Hashem. There is those who choose the path of Chesed, loving kindness. There is those who choose the left path, Gevurah, discipline, strength. But what we all share in common is that we're all candles. We all illuminate. We all bring light into the world. And just like the candles of the Bet HaMikdash that were designed not to illuminate inside, but to illuminate outside, that the concept of Yafutzu Ma'iratecha Chutza, to share your wellsprings out, far. That's when Mashiach will come, when we bring the teachings of Hasidut very far. And how was the light brought into the world? Through the Neshamot Israel, the Jewish people. Why? Because it's written, Ani lo nivreti l'shamesh et koni. I was created to serve my Creator. Meaning that all the abilities that God blessed me with, the reason I have them is to serve Him. So all the blessings that we have in life are on the paths that we can take, as we explained. Some are more loving and kind, some are strict and severe. All those qualities, God gave them to us to bring light into the world, to illuminate, because we're all a menorah, all the Jewish people together. Each one has its own path, its own way that he can serve Hashem. But what we have in common, that we use those abilities that God gave us to illuminate the world. Now, the Rebbe says it's preferable to follow the path of the right, of chesed, love, and kindness. Why? Because when you follow that path, it's clear and it's revealed, it's open that you're doing something to help your fellow. And you don't have, if you follow the path of Gevurah, which is strict, it's not always so clear. You have to arrive, you have to uncover that your goal is ve'avta l'recha kamocha, to really love your fellow. You're doing this out of love, as opposed when you don't go into the strict path of strength, but you follow loving and kindness. It's very clear and obvious that what you're doing is out of love for your fellow. Just like we ask Hashem to give us open blessings, no hidden blessings. So blessings in disguise. The same as when we relate to others and we bring them close to Judaism, like Aaron, that what did he do? He lit candles. So the Rebbe explains that all Hasidim are lamplighters. What is a lamplighter? You have a vessel. In the vessel there is oil. Floating in the oil there is a wick, but there is something missing, flame. So a Hasid is the one that brings the flame to the wick. Where there is the oil, everything is ready for ignition, but you bring it there. You actively, like the Kohen Gadol, bring the flame, and it's not enough just to bring the flame. Like the parasha says, you have to make sure that olam me'elea, that once you ignite, you don't withdraw. You stay there. You make sure that the person is burning in his passion to Hashem, strong, like Aaron did everything with love. And what did we learn yesterday that was so special about Aaron? Ohev et habriyot umekarvan laTorah. That Aaron loved all the creations. Well, what is this? Why not all the people? Even someone that the only positive thing that you can say about him is, okay, God made him. Nothing else you can find positive. Aaron loved that kind of people. Mekarvan laTorah, and he brought them close to the Torah. Now, it's very important to stress that we don't bring the Torah close to them, but not them, we bring them close to the Torah. Because the idea is to lift people up to the level of the Torah, not, God forbid, to lower the Torah to the level of the people, because we're not helping anybody but doing that. Each Jew is called Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. The candle of life, God, is the soul of the human. And we have to find that fire, that passion, that flame, and ignite it and help it burn strong. And all the Rebbe's, the leaders of Chabad, had this love, this passion to help a fellow Jew in an open way. And they brought people close, as following Aaron's footsteps, to the Torah. Now, it's very interesting. There is 3 details when it comes to the halachot of the candles. Many people think that only Aaron, the high priest, was able to light the candle, but no. Any Jew could light the candle, the menorah, the candelabra in the temple. Even someone that is not a Kohen. But the hatavat hanerot, the preparation of the candles, of the menorah in the temple, that had to be done by a Kohen. And finally, the menorah, the placement of the menorah is in the Bechal Bet HaMikdash, in the holy of the Bet HaMikdash. Couldn't be anywhere else. No. So what does it mean? First of all, that anybody could do it. Nobody should say, oh, I'm too simple, unlearned, unprepared. Let the professionals, like the rabbis, teach Torah, bring people closer to Judaism. No. Rabbis that any Jew is able to do this. And therefore, he should. Because if God gives you the opportunity to do it, do it. Now, what does it mean that the preparation can only be done by a Kohen? Meaning that you have to follow the guidelines of the Kohanim, of the people educated. And as we said before, not say, oh, I'll teach anything, or I'll lighten the load, I'll make it easier. No, the preparation, the curriculum, the mitzvot, what to teach has to be done, prepared by someone like a Kohen, someone that is in a high level. And finally, the menorah had to be lit in the heichal, in the holy of the temple. As we know, there were 10 levels of holiness, and meaning that there were levels that were lower than the heichal, yet they were holy. But the menorah had to be lit there. Cannot be taken anywhere else. As we said before, we shouldn't lower the Torah, we shouldn't lower the standards to make it easy to people, but we know that God gives us the ability to elevate ourselves and those around us to the level that Hashem wants, to the level of connecting with Hashem in the Eichal, in a very high level of holiness. May we ignite our own passion to Hashem, learning Torah and performing mitzvot, and should be a living example to others and bring them, like Aaron, closer to Hashem, closer to the Torah, and ultimate goal is to bring every Jew to Jerusalem to build the Bet HaMikdash very soon. Amen. Thank you for watching. We'll continue, God willing, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Laila Tov.